exciting lesson on Discord slash Twitch slash YouTube slash Facebook. Guys, we are just everywhere. And where are you? I hope you are comfortable. Get a drink, make yourself comfortable, and we will start in just a few seconds. Hi, I see you there. How are you today? Guys, we are live. Welcome to another exciting lesson. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Jack, your host, and today's topic is going to be a really good one. We are going to be talking about LGBT. How timely is that, right? With the Pride Month upon us. And so I really want to thank, first of all, to my students, especially student, my Vietnamese student, his name is Lek, who actually suggested this topic, and I think it was just awesome that we were able to still do it before the month of June is over. Guys, if you are just joining us, we are live on Discord. If you are here, that's great. Say hi in the chat. You can say hello in classes chat. That's amazing. That's good to see you here. I see the room is filling up. We have 40 people just in the classroom. Plus, we have several people watching us on Twitch. If you are not on Twitch, please go to my Twitch page, which is linked to my profile, to my Discord profile. Please open up that page because it's going to be very important that you are a part of it. So you need to be looking on the screen. The link is Twitch TV/English Spot. One word, English Spot. And I am going to join you there in a second. But before that, how excited are you about today's class? I am very excited and I already feel good about it. This is how I'm feeling right now. Wow, I feel good. Yes, I feel good. I hope you're feeling good too. I see there are some people here in the chat. Maybe we can ask some of them to tell us how they're feeling. Okay, I see we have someone wants to say, Honeyworld, how are you today? Hello. Hi, Honeyworld. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. Are you excited? Are you going to participate today, I hope, in a discussion?
Yeah.
Okay, that's really good. Okay, I hope you can do that too. Then we have the Undead Dago. Hello, Undead Dago. How are you today?
Hi.
Hi. Oh, pretty good. Thank you. And you? How is your day going so far?
Quite good, actually.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Are you excited to be participating in this discussion?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. I hope a lot of you have great opinions to share, and the debate is going to be very lively. Thank you so much. And we have Lek with us. Lek, how are you today?
Great, thank you.
Okay, Lek, so thank you so much for suggesting this topic. I think it's a very good topic. So everyone, please thank Lek for suggesting this topic. Thank you. Good job, Lek. All right. Yeah, we actually worked out the questions together. We consulted each other and we thought what would be the good questions for this particular discussion. And this is what we came up with. Of course, the questions...
Sixth question.
Pardon me, could you say that again?
You actually choose the sixth question rather than the regular 5.
Yes, normally we have 5 questions. Today we have 6 questions, and we also have questions from students, actually, because let me just show you. The questions you can see on my website, they are linked right here. Let me just show you where they are. You can find them here. And I'm going to read them again, but I always give my students an opportunity to provide their own questions, right? And I try to incorporate them. So, of course, we have questions all lined up, but also I want to say a big thank you to Twinkle, who provided another question. We will try to incorporate it into the discussion as well. Well, let's get started, guys. Are you ready?
Let's go.
All right, let's go. So before we do that, though, I want to just thank the hosts of this lesson, which is the English Hub, English Hub server on Discord. Guys, if you are not a member of the English Hub, you have no idea what you're missing, because it's a great place to make new friends, to practice English, and the server is rapidly growing. Right now, we're approaching 5,000 users. So if you're not there yet, you should be, okay? But don't say that, let's not say that too loudly, because we try to keep it a great place. So actually, I think this server is the internet's best kept secret, guys. All right, so hop over to the English Hub. That's where we interact. If you're not a member, you should be. I also wanted to introduce another server, which is great, also growing. And especially if you are a Brazilian user, if you are a student of English in Brazil, or if your first language is Portuguese, you will have great support if you join the daily language. Both servers are linked in the video description of my of this video. So if you go to YouTube, you will see the servers linked there. Guys, amazing places. You know, there's so many places to study English, but these two I highly recommend to you guys. So head over there and be a part of the fun, okay? Don't just take the back seat, take the front seat and take charge of your improvement as you practice English in voice chat or like in this way in our lesson. All right, also please check out the links under my social media pages, because there are other ways of staying in touch with English Palette throughout the week. We try to stream regularly. Check out my schedule for streams on Twitch, and this way you will know when to connect. Excellent. Let's get started. All right. All right, guys, this is very, very fun. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am enjoying it. In a moment, we are going to be choosing volunteers to be part of our discussion. But before we do that, it's important that I refresh your memory when it comes to our discussion language. Because after all, it's an English lesson. We want students to use a specific language for discussions to help you in your academic careers. So what I have prepared is a little worksheet. You can actually download it from my website if you like, but you don't have to. Of course, it helps the channel if you download it. But if you just want to follow along with me on the screen, I'll just show you these expressions, because they're important to be using during our discussions. Guys, if you are just joining us, we are live on Twitch. It's Twitch TV/English Spot. And we are there on screen. And if you are in the chat here on Twitch, I see so far 13, 14, 15 viewers are joining. Say hello. Hello. Here we go. All right, excellent. Thank you so much. All right, guys, discussion language. Look at the screen. Confirming meaning, very important, so that we know what we are discussing, right? So did you say this or did you say that? Are you saying that? Try to use these phrases. Then giving verbal feedback. Oh, really? When someone says something, you want to give them verbal feedback. Yes, I see, and things like that. Now, giving opinion, so important. Let's try to use that feature a lot. It's another tool in your toolbox when you are discussing things, right? You have to give an opinion. So try to use these phrases like, as far as I'm concerned, we can say LGBT community members have the same rights as all other community members, or you could say they need more rights. or you can say personally speaking, and then give your opinion. Now, especially leaders will have a special task today, because discussion leaders need to make sure that everyone is talking. There's no silence. And that means you need to make sure that you ask people's opinions if they're not willing to give it. So what do you think about that? Would anyone like to add to what Twinkle has just said? Or you could say, does anybody else have anything else to add on this topic? Of course, responding or acknowledging people's opinions is very important too. So things like, oh, I see what you mean. Oh, that's true. That's a very good point. Yes, I never thought of that. Okay, I never thought of that. That's a very good way of acknowledging somebody's opinion. And then, of course, if your opinion is the same, if you agree with your interlocutors, then you can say, yes, I see what you mean. Oh, that's true. And if you strongly agree, say so. Be honest and say, yes, I absolutely agree. I totally agree. I strongly agree. I completely agree. But, you know, sometimes we may disagree, and that's also very important, to be able to voice your opinion honestly. And when you disagree, you say things like, well, you may be right, but did you think about this and that? Or I'm not so sure I agree. Or if you strongly disagree, that's okay too. Be honest and say, I absolutely disagree. But then be prepared to support your opinion. It's really important to support your opinion, all right? And then we will talk about summarizing, right? At the end of the discussion, we are going to be summarizing the key points. So the summarizer will say things like, okay, so far we've said that we agree on the idea of LGBT rights. Or you can say, well, to sum up, we've said that LGBT is an important topic to discuss. Or you can say, well, there seems to be some disagreement about question number 3, and then explain the details. All right, guys, is that clear? Say yes if it's clear in the chat. And if you have any questions about this language, please ask me right now. All right, I'm looking at the chat. Is this all clear? Can we move on? All right, excellent. Good job. Thank you for posting the Twitch channel, Sapphire. I appreciate it. Okay, here we go. All right, guys. I am really excited about this part of the show because we are going to read the questions. I hope everyone is looking at the screen. You are on Twitch. By the way, follow the channel so that you know when I'm live. It all helps. You can also go to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. This way you will never miss a show. And even if you cannot attend it in person, it will be all recorded for you. You can watch it later. All right, guys, today's topic.
Let's go.
All right, let's go. LGBT, born this way, talk your head off, which means you're going to be talking a lot. I really hope so. I really hope so. Okay, we have a question from Axe. Is your class hosted every 2 days? Well, right now it is hosted on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 1700 hours, which means 5 p.m. London time, UTC. Okay, so 3 times a week, guys, every other day. And by the way, I also teach private lessons. If you are interested, check out my profile and book your lesson. All right, guys. Now, let's read the questions. All right. Wow. Question number 1. It's going to be, are LGBT born this way? Oh, wait a second, guys. You may not know what LGBT means. Okay, before we even go there, I have a page open here in my tab, which is called Comprehensive List of LGBTQ plus Vocabulary Definitions. All right, so if you have any questions about vocabulary, I hope that I trust that you came prepared, but if you have any questions, you may want to visit this page. And let me post the link to this in our Discord chat. And this way you will be able to look up any words that you are not sure of. but I am assuming that you are familiar with the terminology, and we are going to just move ahead at this time. All right, question number 1. LGBT born this way? Okay, why or why not? Support your answer. Okay, I have a question here from Noko. I want to correct you about question 2. Okay, all right, Noko. Well, I hope that you can participate and correct me maybe, or correct this question in person. That would be very nice, okay? All right, so Noko says that a person who transitioned from male to female should be called a woman, not a man. But you see, that is exactly the question. So I don't think it's wrong, because we are debating this very fact. So if you make a conclusion in the question, that is called a logical fallacy, called begging the question. So that's the way the question is formulated, is to promote a discussion. So question number 2 is, should men who transitioned from male to female be allowed to compete in women's sports? Okay, so obviously the question here, whether these people should be, these individuals should be referred to as men or women, is maybe debated as a part of this question. I hope this helps explain, okay? Now, but that's a great point. Thank you for bringing it up. Now, question number 3. Some people claim that the recent wave of the bisexual and transgender cases, which is skyrocketing, is just a passing trend. Passing trend means kind of like a fashion fad. So this is an opinion. Do you agree with this opinion or you disagree? Support your answer. I hope to get a lot of interesting views from you guys on this topic. Moving on to question 4. This is again an opinion. It says, somebody is thinking the following. It says, gay families will never be able to bring up children as well as straight families. Okay, do you agree or disagree with this opinion? Now remember, you can agree or disagree, but it's important that you bring forward some support. Support your answer. All right, now question 5. Do you think that children raised by gay families are more likely to become or to grow up to be homosexual? Okay, so that's another controversial question. I hope that you will be able to share your opinions on this one. And question 6, which is a bonus question. It says, do you think that all public facilities, such as maybe public libraries, places like that, should provide separate washrooms or bathrooms and changing rooms, locker rooms, for those who identify as non-binary? That means genders other than male or female. Why or why not? Support your answer. Okay, so I think these questions are already very interesting. Now, before we get into our discussion, I should explain a little bit about a discussion roles. Discussion roles, guys. This is so important. Okay?
Let's go.
Okay, very good. Discussion roles. Now remember, a discussion needs to have a direction. We are not just here and just talking blah, blah, blah. Okay, we need to arrive at some kind of conclusions, or we need to flesh out some ideas here. And that means that it helps when people have discussion group members have specific roles to play. So for example, we have a role of a leader. Who would like to explain what the job of a leader is? Let's just look at our, if you want to explain what the job of a leader is, maybe you can raise your hand and I'll let you speak. Someone who is familiar with the discussion groups, maybe, okay, Nature and Moon, you have participated in our previous discussion. Can you just summarize to everyone what the role of a leader is? Hello, Nature and Moon, are you online? You are able to speak now.
Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah. For
okay.
yeah.
So,
What's
can you,
up?
yeah. So the question is, what is the role of the leader? Can you just summarize it for the audience here? The discussion
Yeah,
group leader.
yeah.
What's their responsibility?
Yeah, leader is a kind of role, like who is going to be like basically managing the conversation, like let's say the debate. So he will be managing the time. For example, there will be a kind of timeline. I mean, our lovely teacher will be starting a kind of stopwatch, and we will be able to talking about the topic, and the leader will be managing the debate club, basically. Like if somebody is just talking a lot, he will be just saying, yeah, pardon, but I mean, maybe like, let's put it this way. I mean, he will just jump into the conversation to be sure that everybody will be able to talk,
Excellent. Thank you so much. Nature and Moon, you did a great job of explaining. Yes, the leader's job is to be the leader, to be in charge. That also means, we don't want any silence. So if you hear there's a silence in the room, well, you want to point to specific people and ask their opinion. As a leader, you also have a choice of the question. You can choose which question you want the group to tackle. You don't have to go in order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can choose the question that you want to discuss. So that is the responsibility of the leader. Now, the timekeeper is that's self-explanatory. Timekeeper needs to make sure that there is no, dwelling on a question for too long. Maybe it's time to move on to the next question. Timekeeper will say things like, okay, guys, it seems like we all agree. Now let's move on to the next question. Or why don't we move on to the next question? Shall we move on? Okay, remember, respect the leader's decision, but you want to suggest that maybe we should move on. Now, by the way, leader and timekeeper, you still express your own opinion. So don't just take the back seat in the discussion. You also express your own opinion on each question. Then we have special role called active participant, which basically means you need to talk a lot. Okay, so your main job is to express your views. That's really important. We will have 2 people like that. And then a very interesting role of the devil's advocate. Now, devil's advocate is someone who, when the discussion stops, or let's say someone agrees, the whole group agrees, and then there's nothing else to talk about, the devil's advocate jumps in and says, okay, guys, well, but what about, what would you answer to those people who disagree? And then you can actually pretend you disagree or give the opposite view, just so that you help the discussion get better, right? Do you guys understand that? Okay, if you understand the role of the devil's advocate, say hello, say yes in the chat. Right, I can see that people are saying yes. Excellent. And of course, at the end of the discussion, when we run out of time, we will ask the summarizer to give us 2 or 3 most interesting points that were discussed during the discussion. You don't have to go and just repeat everything that was said. No, that's not the point. The point is to select key points and to present it to the audience. All right, guys, that's as much as I'm going to explain about the roles. All right. Now let me set up the wheel of roles, guys. Ready? Here we go. Here, where's our wheel? Here we are. Okay, we're going to first of all ask oops. I shouldn't have done this, guys. Okay, this is how it works. Now you see the demonstration of how it works, but we're going to replace these rows with actual names. So, the first call, this is the first round of discussions, guys. We are going to ask for volunteers to be a part of this discussion. So, I'm going to ask now. I'm going to see who has their hand raised and who would like to take part in the discussion. I see Amelius. Okay, Amelius, would you like to be a part of this discussion? Amelius?
Yep, absolutely. I would love to be here.
Okay.
That's why I am here in the first place.
Okay, very good. Amelius, yes. I'm putting you down as one of the volunteers. Okay, I see another person, Strack. Hello, Strack. Would you be a part of this discussion? Would you like to?
Would like to.
Okay, very good. Strack, welcome to the... okay, I see more people are raising their hand. Okay, we also have... we also have Travail. Travail, welcome. Would you like to be a part of this? Travail, is your microphone working? I'm testing your equipment to see if it's going to work. Travail?
Yes.
Okay, Travail. Travail, I hope you get a chance to talk a lot today. All right, now I'm seeing people like Noko. Okay, Noko, welcome. I know you wanted to correct me on the question. Well, maybe you have a chance to speak about this topic. Would you like to be a part of this? Noko, is your microphone working? Noko, hello? No, I guess not. So I'm sorry, if your microphone is not working, I'm going to take your name off. Okay, now we have other hands up in the air. I see Axe, how about you? I'm unmuting you. Would you like to be a part of this discussion? Hello, Axe, is your microphone working?
Hello? Yes.
Yes, okay, Axe. Yes, are you in? Do you want to be a part of this? Okay, excellent. Welcome. We need 2 more individuals. I see Tiger Shark has raised his hand. Okay, his or her hand, I'm sorry. Okay, Tiger Shark, what about you? Do you want to participate? Hello? Is your microphone working?
Hi. Yeah.
Yes, do you want to be a part of this discussion?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Tiger Shark, you are in. And 1 more person for this round 1. Don't worry, there will be another round. So I'm just taking from the top. I am a noob. I am a noob is a member of our server. Okay, I am a noob. Do you want to be in to this discussion? Hello, I am a noob. Can you hear? Okay, I am a noob. Can you? You are muted. Please unmute yourself and please confirm if you want to be a part of this discussion. If not, I will just let another person in. No, I guess not. In that case, we're going to choose another person. Weird boy.
Yo, hello?
Hello, weird boy. Do you want to be a part of this round 1?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, very good. Weird boy. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Well, let's assign our roles. Here we go.
Travail left.
Travail left. Okay, then who wants to replace Travail? Okay, Travail. Okay, no, she's back. Travail, is your connection weak or something? Travail? Hello, are you back?
Yes, weak, but I'm back.
Okay, very good. So if you drop out, please reconnect, okay? And moderators, if you see Travail reconnecting, please unmute her. All right, very good. Here we go. What is going to be... Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change the music because we've heard this last time. Let's change it to disco music today, okay? Do you like this one? Yeah, that's good. Okay, guys, which role are you going to get in our discussion? Let's see. All right. Round 1.
Let's go.
It looks like Tiger Shark is our leader. Okay, Tiger Shark, you are going to be the leader of this group. Now, let's select our timekeeper. Let's go. All right, timekeeper is Emilius. All right, Emilius. All right. Congratulations. Next, we're choosing active participant number 1. All right, that looks like Travail. Congratulations. I hope you get to talk a lot. Active participant number 2. Here we go. And it's Axe. Very good. Congratulations. Now, devil's advocate. Now that's a very important role, guys. Let's see who gets it. All right. It's Weird Boy. Congratulations.
Yes,
Okay.
Also, by the way, in case if you don't want to call me Weird Boy, you can just call me Zach. Just, you know.
Okay,
just
all
'cause
right.
his name's a bit weird.
All right, sure. So Zach as in Z-A-K? Or C-K? All right, Zach. Okay, is that correct, Zach?
Yeah, so Z-A-C-K.
Z-A-C-K. Okay, you've got it. Very good. Congratulations, you're the devil's advocate. And I think there's a 100% chance Strack becomes our summarizer. Yes, definitely.
Well,
Very good. All right, guys. Do you need me to repeat the questions? They will be visible on our Twitch channel, but if you want me to repeat the questions, I will do that. Yes or no, guys? I'm talking about participants of this debate. It's going to be important for you to know the questions, especially the leader.
Can you say the questions, please?
Yes, I will repeat the questions, guys. I will repeat the questions. Here we go. All right, question number 1. Okay, are LGBT born this way? That means they were born with such a condition, such a predisposition, or it's something that they got later. All right, so why or why not? Support your answer. Or number 2, should men who transitioned from male to female be allowed to compete in women's sports? Or should women who transitioned from male to female be allowed to compete in women's sports? Explain. Number 3, some people claim that the recent wave of bisexual and transgender cases, which is skyrocketing, it's increasing, is just a passing trend. It's just like a fashion fad. Do you agree or disagree? Support your answer. And of course, we're going to get question 4, maybe. Gay families will never be able to bring up children as well as straight families. It's an opinion. Do you agree with this opinion or not? Support your answer. Number 5, do you think that children raised by gay families are more likely to grow up to be homosexuals? What do you think? Yes? No? Why? Question number 6, do you think that all public facilities, such as libraries, gyms, and so on, should provide separate washrooms and changing rooms for those who identify as non-binary? Why or why not? Support your answer. Is that clear, guys? Is that clear? Yeah. All right, the leader, it's up to you which question you want to start with. Timekeeper, are you ready? I have my time.
I'm trying to say one thing.
Yes.
I want to say that I have dyscalculia, so I am really terrible at numbers. So can somebody explain how the timekeepers work?
Well, I will show you the timer on the screen, and you will see that the time is ticking. And if you think that the question is they dwell too long on the question, then suggest that we should move on to another question. Okay?
So is it going to be just based on my wish?
Yes, you can just jump in anytime. Okay. But at the same time, of course, everyone is sharing their opinions. It's just that timekeeper has an additional role, summarizer has an additional role, and leader has an additional role. But everyone else is speaking their mind and exchanging opinions. All right.
Does it mean timekeeper also exchanges?
Let's go.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Timekeeper also exchanges his opinion.
Everyone will speak.
Everyone will speak, right?
By the way, what's the Twitch channel called? The one that you're streaming on?
Oh, the Twitch channel is called English Spot. One word, English Spot. So I think it should be linked in the classes chat.
Found it. There we go.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, make sure you follow the channel so that you know when we are live. Are we ready? All right.
Let's go.
Okay, here we go. Time. Leaders, are you ready? Time, start.
So, do you guys want to talk about the one about like a recent spike in trans and bisexual and whether you think that's just a coincidence or not.
I think we should do number 2, genuinely. Hold on. I think number 2 is the... One sec. I'm just waiting for the thing to scroll up. Right, yeah. Should men who transition from male to female be allowed to compete in women's sports? Hold on. I'm just going to close my door. I'll be back in a minute. One sec.
I think this answer depends on the biology. If someone who is a man and be transgender to woman have the ability to be stronger than a woman, if yes, I don't really know if you would be she, I don't really know how to say, would be allowed to be in women competition if you have advantage for being a man before.
Yeah,
that is true though, to be honest. Oh, sorry, I interrupted.
It's fine. I think it depends when they've transitioned, because if they've transitioned after when all their body develops because men are naturally stronger and like fitter than like females biologically. And so I think it depends when they transition, because if they do it after, then it's an unfair advantage on the rest of the women competing.
I mean, that's true, but
Personally,
the thing, like...
yeah, you go on.
Oh, but like, you know, so if men have like, because obviously little kids who are like 5 to 9 wouldn't really know if they wanted to transgender or not, or stuff like that. And the thing is, okay, so it's fair enough that I think men probably shouldn't be allowed to do it in women's sports, but the only problem with that is we're kind of like taking them away from society.
Yeah, I also think so. Personally, I know during complete transitioning, a male has to go through different female hormone tablets or even surgery. But they may develop some female-like characters, but their biological sex at birth cannot be completely changed, right? So it wouldn't be as fair to allow men to do women's sports. What do you think, Devil's Advocate?
I have to admit, I do kind of agree with that. Right through the hormones and stuff like that, yeah.
Can I just say that some people know from a very young age that they don't identify with their birth gender?
That's like what, 20% of people that are LGBT, or I think it's like, actually no more, I think it's like 10% or something. But yeah, I mean, most people will identify from it from like 10 to 13, or well, like when they're over 10. That's usually the most when people, you know, oh crap. Sorry, I'm stuttering a lot. But yeah, that's usually when people become like transgender.
Well, what I think is, it's a bit weird to talk about. I mean, it's just a little bit weird to always bring the topic of unfairness, like for me, because I think it's more like a personal attack, while the most unfair advantage is being the, you know, socioeconomic background. So we all know that let's say the sport sometimes can be quite, let's say, challenging in terms of considering the people's background in terms of their, you know, socio-economic status. So, and I agree with that, with the fact that it will come with certain advantages, you know, as a, let's say, trans woman or as a trans man, to compete in sports with the other counterparts. But I will definitely think it sounds a little bit weird to bring all the time the the word unfair advantage, because for me the most unfair thing about the sport is the like socioeconomic backgrounds, not only in sports but in general.
Well, the leader,
I think it also depends heavily on the person, because everyone's different, and yeah.
I think it has been enough that we have already talked about this, so now we can pass on to the other one.
Oh yeah, I agree. Right, which ones do you guys want to do next then?
I don't mind. I'm fine with everyone, what everyone else thinks.
All right, leader,
Just to
take
answer
charge.
one-
Question 1. Okay, it's the leader's job. Leader, take charge. You make a decision.
Sorry, I lost my unmute button. I don't have the stream on because I don't have Twitch. So yeah, that might be a bit difficult, but I can
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so somebody else suggest a question, please. Somebody suggested question 1.
Right.
We can read
Oh, I'm staring at this screen.
Yeah, the question is, are LGBT born this way? Why or why not? Support your answers. Does somebody want to start with?
I don't think that LGBT
Um,
is born that way.
Yeah, the thing is, you can't, like, from birth, you can't immediately be born, oh yeah, I don't want to be a boy or I don't want to be a girl. Because the thing is, oh crap, hold on. Because the problem is, right, that you don't really remember the first years of your life, apparently, or something when you're a baby, like the first few months or whenever you come out the womb. But, oh god, I'm trying to think. And the thing is, little kids aren't really going to be born through gay or non-binary, bisexual, or stated as it or him, and stuff like that.
I am so sorry. I have to go now. Goodbye.
All right, goodbye, Tiger Shark. Thank you so much for your input.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I will.
Bye.
I agree with whoever spoke right now. Some studies do show that parental hormones, chromosomes, and brain structure influences sexual orientation, but I also think no one is born gay or straight. We are just influenced by environment, social media, or people around us, and we gradually develop the feeling of attraction. This is my point of view. Do you have anything to say?
Well, I would agree on that point because, as also the biological, community suggests that there is no single gene that may define your sexuality, whether it be gay, heterosexual, or homosexual. So, meaning sexuality is such a complex phenomenon that occurs in social life, and basically, you are not comprised of only your genes. Yes, your genes do define your certain behaviors, but the sexuality is a bit more sophisticated, and as I said, nobody can predict your sexuality just by looking at it or scrutinizing your entire genome. Yeah, I would say so. So sexuality is more like social reality rather than a thing that we are born with. So
You're raised like that, you're not born like that. That's the difference that we have to pass, I think.
well, I would strongly disagree with that because we can see that like many gay people are actually raised by their heterosexual families, because if a child is born, it means it is born to a heterosexual family. I mean, at least in some time of their whole life. So we can't really suggest that you are raised by that. So obviously most of the gay people are raised by the heterosexual, but still they identify as homosexual because, as I said, certain things just happened in social life. And I think the way you behave is more about the circumstances you face in life or the way your mind expands, because according to me, the boundaries of love is love knows no boundary, I would say. Yeah, so that's the reason.
What I wanted to mean by raised is that the social media and other type of stuff, but clearly you cannot be born gay or lesbian or not even transgender. That's clearly impossible.
But you
what else
Amelia,
wanted to conclude on the question.
You mean that people are influenced by media, that they become gay?
Or
So the thing
other
is,
media.
thing is, not everybody's influenced by social media because many people don't really use it because they have either been bullied or they just like their parents are too strict to let them use it since they don't want them to get hurt. Or let's say there is a gay person that uses social media, they're most likely to be targeted from people that aren't because they wouldn't understand the kind of things they're going through or how they feel since they're not gay themselves or non-binary or however they want to be classed as.
All right,
In
guys.
addition-
All right, guys. I'm sorry, but we are sadly ran out of time.
Okay.
I'm
let's
sorry,
answer that.
time is up. Okay. Yeah, I know it's sad. I have a feeling. I have a feeling that you were just getting into the topic. Okay, after the first 10 minutes, you guys were starting to get into the topic. Okay, but before we talk about feedback or the experience here, I just wanted to ask Strack, our summarizer, to maybe pull out 2 or 3 main ideas that maybe were most interesting to you during the discussion, and use the summarizer language. Okay, Strack, you're on.
So yes, about that summarizing, to conclude with whatever we talk in those 10 minutes, is that on the question 2, we talk about biology on when someone is passing the border, changing the gender, and that is important, I think, because it determines what will be the answer to that question, if he can compete in those women's sports or not. And also we'll talk about for the first question, the importance of media that influence the person and not being born or not. Like Emilius said, there is no gene that make you gay or lesbian.
There is a slight distortion. I didn't say that. I said that there is no gene that indicates or can give a clue about your sexuality, whether it be homosexual or heterosexual.
My bad.
I wasn't talking about the gay community.
All right, well, that's great. I think Strack did a good job considering he had to remember everything that was being said and pull from that. And thank you for that clarification. That was great. Guys, that was an excellent first round of discussions. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. I'm just amazed. I think, first of all, I want to congratulate you that you are able to formulate your opinions on such a difficult topic in English. That is just amazing. Now, guys, I will ask, unfortunately, we lost our leader, but I will ask the rest of you, the participants of the discussion, how do you think you did? Please comment on something good and then something that you might improve. So focus both on maybe one good thing about your discussion and then one thing that you would change if you could do this again. Go ahead, guys. So Emilius, Travail, Axe, Zach, or Strack? 1 plus and 1 minus.
I think it went great, but the minus point would be I'd like to put my opinions into better words. I think I cannot do that properly.
Okay, so you would probably try to think about vocabulary next time, how to say things.
How to express yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. But I think overall you were able to put your point across very clearly. So thank you. Don't be so hard on yourself. That's great. Anybody else?
Val basically took the words out of my mouth, to be honest. I was literally about to say that as well.
Who are you talking to?
Okay, very good. Thank you so much, Zach. That was very interesting. Yeah. So maybe many of you feel the same way. What about Axe? Were you able to speak your mind? Axe, I just wonder.
I got froze a lot because I got so nervous talking about it.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, do you think is it your first time, first experience to be a part of a discussion? I see. Well, that's, I think practice makes perfect, right? Like everything else. So I think the more you do it, the more natural it will become. So I would encourage you to keep trying. and this server has a discussion club or debate club. So I hope you select that role so that every time there's a debate happening, you can be a part of it too. You'll be notified. Very good. All right, what about Strack or Zach? How did you do?
I wanted to say things, but someone else said it, so I'm okay with that. Someone said what on my mind. I don't regret it.
Well, but when somebody says, when somebody voices their opinion and you agree with it, then you can always say, oh, that's a great point. Exactly, just what you said right now. Oh, you took the words out of my mouth. This way it helps the discussion to flow. Very good.
I'm not used to being in conversation like this. So.
Okay. Oh, very good. Well, that's why we're doing this. The point is to help you all become confident speakers. That's great. Any other comments from other participants?
Well, I think I have conveyed all or whatever I was crossing my mind. But I should say that one can only give the audience the chance of drawing their own conclusions. And we saw that happened here too. So I just think that it's normal. Some people, obviously, we are like somehow biased, which is normal. But yeah, I think I have done my best, when it comes to conveying my opinions.
Yeah, very good. Thank you so much. All right, guys, now let me give you my feedback on this discussion, okay? All right, feedback from the teacher. I think, all right, first of all, I think the first round is always rough because people don't know what to expect, and some of you are new to this. So I think for the first time, this was an outstanding exchange. Okay, you guys were very civil, very nice to each other. There was no arguing, and you gave yourself plenty of space. So that thing, I give you 10 out of 10 for that. Okay, you conducted yourselves very professionally, and the leader did a good job before they had to go. And now, what I would improve here is that there is this urgency. The time is short. So you want to maximize the time. So instead of asking, oh, which question do you want to go next? Okay, the leader's job is to choose the question. So you are in charge, take charge. And so this way we can also maximize the time. And when somebody's speaking for a long time, try to make sure that they say one point. And when they are finished with one point, don't worry about jumping in. Jump in and say, and respond to that point, okay, before they go on, because what can happen is one person can end up talking too long and you will run out of time. Okay, but other than that, I think the vocabulary you used was great. I know you think you were stuttering, but I think you did really, really well. So from me, this is like 9.5 stars out of 10. Okay, guys? Good job, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. All right. All right, and now, everybody, we're going to get ready for round number 2. All right, number 2. Where's our wheel? Here we go. Okay. This is awesome. Well, there are still many questions we didn't talk about. So if you want to participate in round 2, please raise your hand and I'm going to select from you. So we have Honey World. Honey World, were you a part of the discussion? No, but how about this time? Honey World, do you want to be a part of this discussion?
Can I join?
Who is this? Sorry?
Yes.
Hi.
Yep.
Okay, Honey World, where are you? Honey World, you are in here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, Honey World. So I will add you. Is that what you want to be called in this game? Honey World.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're putting you down as a volunteer. If anybody else wants to join, please raise your hand and I'll choose from you.
Sapphire.
raise my
Sapphire.
hand because I'm the.
Okay, Sapphire, you are already in the group. Okay, Sapphire. Thank you. Sapphire, you are. Sorry, that's double P. Sapphire. All right. Who else? We see Lek. Lek, do you want to be a part of this group? Lek, hello,
Yeah.
can you hear me? Okay, Lek, we put you in here since it was your idea for this topic. It's only fair you get a chance to speak. Anybody else? Please, how about you? I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce your name. APR. APR Seals. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello?
APR Seals, do you want to be a part of this
Yeah, I can-
discussion? Okay,
Yeah, sure.
Can I just call you APR?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, APR, we need 2 more participants, guys. Raise your hand now. We have Jennifer Barb, who is not a member of this server, but would you like to take part, Jennifer? Hello, Jennifer, can you hear us? Is your microphone working?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Jennifer, you want to be a part of this discussion?
Yes, please. This sounds very interesting.
Okay, very good. Jennifer, you need to be looking at my Twitch channel, which is Twitch TV/English Spot. We are live there right now, okay? And, okay, very good. And now we need 1 more person to complete this this group. I see we have Parker. Hello, Parker. Would you like to be a part of this discussion? Hello, Parker. Can you hear me? Parker, yes? Is that yes?
Yes.
Okay, Parker, good. You will be a part of this discussion. We have 6 participants. Let's load the wheel and select our discussion group leader. Ready?
Let's go.
All right. Who is going to be the leader? Oh, wow. Look at that. Jennifer is our leader. Okay, Jennifer, your job is to make sure that there is no silence, that everyone is engaged. And if you are looking at the questions on the screen, you have a choice of the question that you want the group to be discussing. Is that clear?
Actually, it is clear, although I haven't found yet where the questions are to be found, but I'm happy to be the leader.
Okay, Jennifer, so twitch.tv/English Spot, 1 word, English Spot, English SPOT, okay?
Let me dial this up. Okay, so it's Twitch.
Twitch.tv.
I'm on a laptop computer, so that should be fine. Just dial it up on the
browser. Yeah, you go to the browser and then Twitch, which is twitch.tv/English Spot, 1 word.
.tv.
Yes.
/English Spot. Okay, just a
Yes.
moment, please.
No problem. Now, while you're doing it, we will choose our timekeeper. Who's going to be our timekeeper? Here we go. And it's APR. APR is our timekeeper. Very good. APR, your job is to make sure that people are not dwelling too long on one question. Active participant who talks their head off. Who is that? All right, Sapphire. Sapphire, congratulations. You'll get to talk your head off. All right, next, active participant number 2. And that is Lek. Excellent. I'm so happy you got that role. Now, the devil's advocate. Who's going to be our devil's advocate? Remember, the role of the devil's advocate is when everyone agrees on have the same opinion, the devil's advocate's job is to express the opposite opinion so that the conversation keeps going. Here we go. And that's Parker. Parker,
Okay, so what's my role again?
Who is that? Sorry, what's your name? I didn't see your... Parker? Parker. So
Yeah.
you basically speak your opinion, you speak your mind normally, as you would normally be a part of the discussion. But if the discussion stops because everyone has the same opinion, then you try to present the opposing view. So if everyone thinks that maybe LG...
Like, what if I have the same opinion?
Well, then you just have to pretend you don't, okay?
Oh, okay,
yeah,
sure.
Just pretend you have a different opinion. Or you can say... or differently, you can say, how would you respond to people who disagree? Something like that. Okay?
Okay.
All right, and I think our honey world is going to be our summarizer. Okay? Here we go. Summarizer at the end. Congratulations, honey world. So at the end of the discussion, you are going to summarize it for us. Now, the leader, Jennifer, are you with us?
Yes, English palette. I found the website. It appears that the best thing is to mute that, so because there's a time lag in between.
Yes,
so
very good. So you mute Twitch, but you are active here on Discord. Yes.
Perhaps perfect. So yes, I can see what it is, and I muted that. I figured that out.
Excellent. Yep. So there are questions on the board. We already discussed the first two questions. No, we discussed question 2 and 3. We haven't discussed question 1, which is, are LGBT born this way? Why or why not? Then we haven't discussed this idea about gay families. Gay families will never be able to bring up children as well as straight families. Do you agree with this opinion or not? Or question 5, do you think that children raised by gay families are more likely to grow up to be homosexuals? Yes or no? Or question 6, do you think that public facilities should provide separate washrooms or changing rooms, locker rooms for those who identify as non-binary? I also have a student question, but maybe let's leave it for another round. Leader, are you clear? It's up to you on choosing the question. You can choose whichever question you want. Make sure that there's no silence, that we have a discussion going. Is that clear?
Yep,
okay.
Yes, it is.
All right, everyone.
Thank you so much.
We're going to get started in just a second. Let me bring up my timer.
Let's go.
Make sure you are aware of the urgency of the time, and everyone is basically discussing this as vigorously as you can. Time, start. Leader, go.
Yes. Personally, I'm quite interested in this topic about public facilities being trans. However, which is question 6. However, question 1 is, I think, of significant general interest probably to most of the people in the audience. Could we get some ideas, perhaps, about which people would prefer to discuss here?
I think it's up to you. You are in charge, so just you choose the question, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Just trying to be very polite here. My first time doing it.
I know, but yeah, I think that's a good question, right? Obviously, it's on the board, so let's discuss it.
Number 1. Let's discuss number 1, because I think that has probably more overall interest, probably, to the audience.
All right, guys, jump in. The time is yours. Go for it, guys. Hello. APR, Sapphire, Lek, Parker, Honeyworld.
I wasn't. Yeah, can somebody read it out?
Let's see. Haven't heard Amelia speak. If you would like to speak on this topic.
Sorry, Amelius is not part of the group. Look, it says the roles are listed here on the screen. We have you, Jennifer, as the leader. APR is timekeeper. Sapphire, Lek, Parker, and Honeyworld.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you can point to these individuals.
Okay, and I'm pointing to that on the Discord screen, or on the right?
You can just call them out. You can say, Sapphire, what do you think about this question? Or something like that.
Okay.
You know what? I might restart the timer, okay? Because there's some... okay, let's start with 8 minutes. Or 9 minutes. Go!
Okay, good. We'll do it that way. Sapphire, what do you think? Are we born or raised? The
I think that when you talk about LGBTQ, we don't really talk about the hormones, right? So we talk about the orientation, which basically means you're turned towards something or something else. So your sexual organs really do not come into question at that point of time. So we aren't really born that way, but researchers have shown that the neurons in the brain, they're wired differently in the brains of gays and even queers. So we can't really say they don't really have the scientific stance that they would otherwise miss out on, because the researches are not being done much on this community that we have today, a very sizable part of the humanity. But in the future, I hope more and more scientific approach will be taken to get more empirical evidence, so we don't just make normative assumptions like we do. So I don't think we're born that way, but yes, the raising really does have some sort of significant impact on what we are. But there's also hormones that act up behind the scenes, so you can't really say it's just one thing.
I think, Sapphire, those are very good points. You've brought up the hormones, and there's been some research, but not enough research. I agree with you, there hasn't been enough research, but there has been some. Yes, we do make up a substantial part of humanity, about 10% overall, probably, something along those lines. And those are some very good points. That it's you said in summary that it's a combination of both, essentially. So that's good. Thank you. Let's get somebody else. Let's see. Can we have Axe?
Not Axe. They're not part of the discussion. Look on the screen.
Yeah.
And we have APR, who is a timekeeper. We have Parker, Devil's Advocate. We have Lek, and we have Honey World.
All right. Let's use. All right. Let's. Honey World, would you like to weigh in on this topic?
Yeah. By the way, just don't worry. Wait for the leader, guys. Just jump in, because look at the time, right? We want to maximize this.
Honey World, what do you think of this? Are we born or raised? Is this?
Okay, Honey World. I think we lost Honey World. Okay, come on, join us again. I don't know, maybe the connection was lost.
Hello?
Yeah, you're back.
Hello?
You're back, yeah.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm sorry.
Okay, Honey World,
Yeah,
selecting you to speak. What do you think about this? Do you think we're born or raised?
Regarding to the first question, are the LGBT born this way? I think LGBT was not born naturally. It depends on the everybody's custom, common sense, and then the tradition for each country. So it's not nature characteristics of human being, I think so. So it depends on the social environment and then social education, etc. So the environment and education make that kind of LGBT characteristics for the people. So that's not our natural human beings characteristics, I think so. Yeah, that's all. That's my opinion. Thank you.
Okay, let's keep going.
Okay, good. Thank you. Let's see.
You can also go to another question if you want, whichever. It's up to you guys.
Okay. Let's change for a moment to the number 6, which was the public facilities question. That maybe some people would be interested in that. I don't know if that's jumping around too.
No, that's good. That's good. Go for it.
Okay, and the question is here: do you think that all public facilities should provide separate washrooms and changing rooms for those who identify as non-binary? Why not? What's your answer?
All right, guys,
Let's come back.
jump in. Don't wait. Just speak your mind.
Can't wait for this one because I've never met a person who's non-binary and who wanted a separate changing room. But I think, you know, as the countries are developing, it's not a bad way to move forward. You know, the infrastructure is developing, so and the people are evolving. So it's great to have new facilities and stuff. But in developing countries like in Africa and stuff, you can't really expect those governments and people to build new toilets and changing rooms for non-binary. So that's you know, differences in definition, which is very important to consider while debating. But nevertheless, I do think if, you know, non-binaries and gays, like I don't really know this community a lot, if they choose to have separate kind of washrooms, restrooms, the government and the public facilities, they should avail those services because the government is for the people. So
Okay, I think you have some very good points there, and you pointed out some of the differences between so-called developed countries and so-called undeveloped countries. I've lived and traveled in both as a trans person, so I could offer some personal insight. But let's let some other people speak first. Some good points about that government and society should support, accommodate people. Yeah, so that's good. Let's see. Who would like to speak next? Would anyone like to speak on this subject? I would say just speak.
Yeah, just speak, guys. Or do you want to move on to a different question?
We can, or in this type of discussion group, is it permitted to give my own input on this?
Yeah, of
particular
course.
topic?
Yes, of course. We have 2 minutes left.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that this can be a difficult social question, both personally and politically. I'm very much the side that you should be able to go into public facilities of what your true gender is, for example. I've never had any issues with it. I'm female, trans, I'm very feminine appearing, so I haven't had any difficulties. Some people have. And there's also, particularly in the United States and in some countries, there's been legislation specifically attempting to make it a criminal act to simply live your life as your true life. Obviously, I am not in favor of that. Those are some points to make about that. But I think that's especially the case if it's public facilities where there are separate stalls, for example. It shouldn't make a difference. Those are some of my personal opinions. I hope that was of interest.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you so much for that. Now, what shall we do, guys? It's up to the leader. You want to jump into the next question? We still haven't talked about, for example, number 4 or...
Actually,
yeah,
that's a good question.
I can extend the time a little bit to give you chance.
Let's take your suggestion and go to
mm-hmm. Yeah, let's give you an extra minute or 2. Okay, 3 minutes, and go for it, guys.
Okay, the topic is gay families will never be able to bring up children as well as straight families. Do you agree? Support trans? So, let's see.
This question itself isn't supported by any positive references and positive data, so it's obviously very misleading. There is some sort of argument in that question, which basically makes it a question that postulates an argument. But if you rather try to get into the details with the limited knowledge I have, I think, the straight families, they aren't very good either. And the gay families, so they're performing very well. So if you look at Instagram and stuff, I know that is social media, so obviously you'll only see the positive side of the LGBTQ community. But nevertheless, I don't really think it depends on the gender, but rather your life experiences and how you can impart them to your children so that they can become functioning citizens of the country. It doesn't really have anything to do with the gender or your orientation. So I think with gay family or a straight family that is heterosexual, they should be able to make children and raise them well, and they can be a part of functioning society too. That's what I think.
Okay, thank you so much for that.
Anybody else? Come
you
on.
raised, yeah, anybody else? We should go right to it. There's only about a minute and a half. Anyone?
Okay.
Please speak. Travail.
Travail is, or Travail. You can jump in, and since there's silence here, we don't want any silence. So,
Which was the question actually?
about gay families not being able to bring up children as well as straight families. Do you agree or disagree?
I think divorce rates of straight married couple is more than same-sex couples throughout the world. So I don't think being a gay family will create issues in child's parenting. Keeping their sexuality aside, the family which has less toxic people in it will raise a child better. That's my opinion.
Interesting.
Thank you for that. Yes, I don't know whether there is gay or trans or lesbian or not.
So if not moving forward, we can move forward to the next question, maybe. I don't want to waste time here.
Okay. Sure. All right,
My question, hello, yeah, so my question is, gay families means their father and mother, yeah, the couple or the gay?
Yes.
No.
Yes, Honey World, that's what it means. So basically, two men raising a child or two women raising a child.
Two men raising a child or two girls raising a child?
Yes, that's what it means.
Yeah, gay means, oh, I got it.
You got it? Okay, but do you have an opinion about that or not?
Or how can they raise a child even though they have the same sex?
Well, that's a good question. That's a good question.
I have the same question.
APR, you have the
I have
same
like
question?
a rebuttal or like a argument response, like someone would say to this type of question. So,
okay, sure.
Do you think gay families can facilitate and accommodate the same support as straight families? Because in some cultures, they think that a man accommodates the masculinity and a woman accommodates the the tender bit of a person. So do you think gay families can provide the same type of structure to a person or a kid? Yeah, I don't know.
So are you asking a question or do you want to voice your
I'm
opinion?
asking a question, yeah.
Okay, that's a good question. It's kind of related to this.
APR, you have a very good question there. If I can, I'll give you my personal opinion on that. I think the answer is definitively yes. And also what you said about cultural biases, that is also true. In some countries, many people have relatively difficult time accepting the concept, which unfortunately would impact social acceptance, which may make it more difficult to be a same parent towards both male or both female, and it might be harder. It might be harder to function socially in societies where that is less understood. I think APR, that was probably one of the points you were.
So, leader, yeah. If the gay family raise their children there, then I think their children will not be able to be the biological children. It's just a step children. Is that true? How do you think?
Well, there's to answer that question, that there's many, because you can have a family made up of children from prior relationships. You can also have adoptions. You also can have some sort of procedure to such that there is a family. So there's many ways to do that, contrary to a lot of popular opinion.
All right, I think we're out of time. Look at that, guys. We are out of time. I extended the time several times, actually, but we need to move on. So first of all, thank you so much, guys. This was awesome. Woo. Thank you. Well done. Now, we will ask our summarizer, which is Honeyworld. Honeyworld, you can just choose maybe several, or well, maybe just two points that stood out for you in this discussion and share them with the audience. Okay, so summarize the most interesting discussion points that you've heard this round of discussions. Honeyworld, go for it.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. I think I didn't get any exact idea about the question 4 opinion. Gay families, question 4. I didn't get any exact idea from the talking, from the discussion, about the answer, And for the first question, I didn't get any common sense for the public crowd people. So I hope your teacher maybe illustrate what exactly the idea the audience the idea our group is talking is saying was said during the discussion.
Okay, so all right, I was asking you to summarize. So are you saying that if you didn't understand, so obviously you wouldn't choose that point to summarize. Maybe you can focus on something that you understood and that was interesting to you, and you want to share that with the audience?
Yes. Actually, what is the interesting part during the discussion is just LGBT was not born, was not natural. It depends on the cultural education or environmental situation for each countries. I think so. And then the gay families, I'm not so sure how they can raise their children even though they have the same gender. For example, the man and man and girl. Maybe they can have adaptable children. For their life. But I think in my opinion, for the question 4, the gay families maybe can affect the children's life. Comparing with the normal straight families. So because the children usually learn from the parents' activities. So if the gay parents don't behave like gentle, like like the parents' duty,
Mhm.
then their children also maybe that is the common sense and that is the good thing to behave like a gay. So it may be be
Okay.
affected by the parents to the children.
All right.
I think so.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I just let me point out that when you summarize, it's not really the time to voice your opinion. What the job of the summarizer is, you voice your opinion during the discussion. The summarizer's job is at the end to pull out from the discussion the key opinions that have been stated by others, maybe by you as well, but just bring it to the audience to really just wrap up the whole discussion. All right, so maybe for next time, let's keep that in mind, okay? It's the job of the summarizer to, at the end, just give the gist, the main interesting points to the audience. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's great. Okay, so let's just ask the participants, how did you do? Please say specifically one thing good about your discussion and one thing that you would have improved if you had a chance to do it again. Okay, anyone, starting with the leader or anybody else in this group. Say something positive about your performance or how the discussion went, and something that you would improve.
Yes, I'll go right ahead and do
yes,
that.
Thank you
for
Jennifer.
the opportunity so early on to actually be the, so to speak, leader. Thank you for that. Positive. I would say that probably actually I did a good job of summarizing and attempting to select people. On the downside, technically, I'm still not clear on who is in the group can speak or not, so I probably need to get the technical details of how this is connecting to be a little bit smoother, to be the group leader for that. So.
Okay, so basically you just need to get more used to the system.
Yeah, but this is a great way to start doing it. And
I think Jennifer, I think this is a first time in history where an English class is streamed on multiple platforms and where students can actually phone in and be a part of the class from anywhere in the world. So I think it's a very unique situation, and I'm honored that you were able to take part in it. So I hope this happens again, and we have a chance to interact like this many times. Okay.
I have taught English as a second language.
Oh, you have? Okay, very good.
In Spanish-speaking countries, so I am familiar with being a teacher.
Okay, that's very good. Thank you so much for that input. Now, anybody else, how did you do today? Something positive and something that you would probably improve. Anybody else?
I think I started because I didn't have any knowledge about the inner workings of this community. So I just had to make a lot of assumptions, and I was afraid of stepping into a mud puddle because I didn't know what I was talking about. But nevertheless, it was an eye-opener, and Jennifer really did give me a lot of input, and that I'll carry for the lifetime to come. And that's a perspective from a gay person. So that's very insightful, today's session.
Okay, yes, very good.
Thank you.
All right, anybody else? Let's just bring up the names again on the screen. Parker, Lek, APR, anybody else? No? Oh. Okay. All right, guys. Well, now let me give you my feedback. Feedback from the teacher, guys. Well, I think the second round was also very good. You were very civil. I appreciate the soft tone of our leader. Jennifer was very respectful. But what I would actually suggest is that the leader take charge. And in order to maximize the time, and the questions are already on the board, so we are going to discuss them anyway. So maybe next time, Jennifer, you could just jump in and just move the group along by choosing the question. The same thing maybe goes for the timekeeper. APR, you didn't really use that function, and I hope that if next time, if the timekeeper realizes that the discussion is dragging on and we are dwelling too long on one question, then make a suggestion saying, okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay, shall we move on? How about question 4, and so on. Now, for the actual language and the arguments being put forward, I think that was very satisfactory. Well done, very respectful, and again, I think most of you were able to put your points across very clearly. I would just maybe wish for there to be more dynamic exchange, so that instead of waiting for the person to finish, don't be afraid to just jump in and just, you know, say, even interrupt. Okay, interrupting is okay. In real discussions, academic discussions, people interrupt each other all the time, and especially, you know, notice there's this spectrum from being completely passive in a discussion to being too controlling. What happens is that learners tend to be on the passive side. So my job as a teacher is to bring you out of that end of the spectrum and bring you closer to be more assertive, more proactive, and more just ready to jump in. Otherwise, you will not get the opportunity to speak. Does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense? Is this feedback useful for you?
For me, it is.
Okay.
I've been both a teacher and a student. And another thing here is, in a group like this, I think often people who are LGBT, often there's not enough respect shown. And so I try and be especially respectful.
I see.
But as you have pointed out, that as the leader of the group, perhaps need to be a little bit more assertive about a lesson plan in the style of a teacher, which is very good.
Excellent. Yes, that is a very good point. All right. Okay, I see some of us have technical difficulties. Well, we cannot do anything about that. Well, APR, thank you so much for joining us. Once again, thank you so much for this amazing round of discussions. Applause. Thank you. And before we go to number 3, I just wanted to, once again, if you are just joining us, we are live on Discord on the server called the English Hub. If you're not a member, you should become a member right away. The questions we're discussing are on my website. Today's topic is LGBT, born this way, yes or no, talk your head off. And join us, make sure, we're not ending yet, but I just wanted to show you that join us next time. Next class is on Friday. At 1700, 5 p.m. UTC, London time. And the next topic is going to be fashion. We'll be talking about fashion models. So a topic is a little bit more general. I hope that you have some ideas about these things, how people spend money on fashion, whether it's a good thing or bad thing, and so on. We'll be talking our head off on the topic of fashion. So join us then. At the same time, you could help out the channel. If you want to support this channel and you think it's a good cause and help me grow, there's a link. Where is it? Right here. Okay, you can buy me a coffee. The link is buymeacoffee.com/English Palette. And I supposedly, if you do that, something is supposed to happen on the screen, but I don't know what that is, because that has never happened before in history. So you can be the first person to buy me a coffee by going to the support tab on my website. So we might witness a historical moment here. All right, guys, and now for round 3. Are you ready?
Let's go.
All right, let's go. And also I want to bring in a question from one of our students. And her name is Twinkle, and her question we're going to add into the mix today. And the question is as follows. Twinkle says, according to the National Center for Biotechnology Information, members of LGBT community are at a higher risk of contracting sexually transmitted diseases, STDs, compared to the general population. So do you think it's a major problem? Is this a major problem for you? Yes or no? Support your view. So consider that question 7, and we can go there. It's up to the leader if you want to discuss this question. And now we are going to open the floor to our volunteers for round number 3. If you want to participate, raise your hand. And I see already there is a lot of participants waiting to get in. Okay, we have they, thy. How about you, thy? Would you like to be a part of this discussion? Can you hear me now? Thy? No, I guess your mic is not working. Okay, what about Peachy Shan? Peachy Shan, what about you? Would you like
Hi, sure. I would love to be part of this conversation.
Okay, so right, let me just get, is this the name you prefer? Peachy, or Peachy is just fine?
You can just call me Shan.
Shan, okay, Shan, S-H-A-N-N, double A, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Shan, you're in. Okay, anybody else wants to join us? Raise your hand. We have, I'm just looking at the list of users here. Zorro, do you want to be a part of this discussion? Zorro, can you hear me? Is your mic working? We're checking the equipment before we start. Is your connection good? Is your microphone working, Zorro? No, I cannot hear you, so I guess that's not going to work for us. Now, what about Josh Kenobi? Josh Kenobi, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Hello.
Hello, Josh. What would you like to be called in this group? Kenobi or Josh?
Just call me Adit for now. That's fine.
Sorry? Could you repeat?
So that's fine.
Could you repeat that? What should I call you?
Adit. Double A-D-I-T. Adit.
Double A?
D-I-T.
D-I-T. Okay, Audit. Okay, thank you, Audit. Cenk, thank you. Thy, can you hear me now? Or they? Thy?
Hi.
Hi. Would you like to be a part of this group? Discussion? Hello?
The group LGBTQ?
Yes, we're discussing the topic of LGBTQ. Would you be a part?
Lesbian.
Yes? Is that a yes? I can't hear.
Yes.
Yes, okay, thank you so much. All right, Thay, I hope you will be able to speak your mind a lot. Now we need 3 more participants. 3 more participants. We have Nishinoya. Nishinoya, welcome. Would you like to be a part of this group? Nishinoya, can you hear me?
Sure.
Nishinoya, okay, I'm going to call you Nishinoya. Welcome. And we need, how about Loki? Am I pronouncing your name correctly? Loki?
No, but you can just call me Simon.
Simon? Okay, Simon. Welcome, Simon. Simon. So we have 5. One more, guys. Raise your hand if you want to be a part of the discussion. And here we go. Let's go with Jacob the Beast. Tell me, are you interested in taking part in this discussion? Jacob the Beast, can you hear me? No, I guess not. Okay, let's try Kaede's faithful wife. Kaede's faithful wife, can you hear me? Hello?
Hello?
Hello. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me, Kaede's faithful wife?
Yes.
Yes. What would you like to be? Are you interested in taking part in this discussion?
Yes.
Okay, so what would you like your name to be in the group?
Just call me Kaede.
Kaede, okay, Kaede, okay, you got it. All right, guys, it looks like we have 6 participants. Let's assign the roles. All right, here we go. Let me bring up my wheel. And we'll see what kind of role you're going to get in a discussion. Ready? We're choosing our discussion group leader. Here we go. Who is going to be our leader? Looks like it's Adit. Congratulations, Adit. You're going to be our discussion group leader. Now, the next person is going to be our timekeeper. Who is going to be our timekeeper? Kaede. Okay, Kaede, you are a timekeeper, but that doesn't mean you don't speak your mind. You speak your mind as well. You just need to make sure that the conversation keeps going from question to question. Next, active participant number 1. Nishinoya. All right, you are expected to talk your head off, okay? All right, next active participant is going to be Simon. All right, Simon, you'll be talking a lot now. A very important role for our discussion group is the devil's advocate. Who is going to get that role? Here we go.
Sir, sorry to interrupt, but can I ask you a question?
Yes, of course.
Can I explain the role?
Thay, you are the devil's advocate. Congratulations. Yes, sorry, your question was?
Or like, what do rules have to do? Like, I know like some are obvious, like active participants like talk a lot at times with time, but I don't know.
Yeah, let me summarize it quickly. I have already written something on the chat box, guys. You may mind checking the message that I have already sent. You're gonna be seeing all the questions which is also written on the Twitch TV. So you will be seeing the participants as well, and you will see the definition of what does it mean, like the leader, timekeeper, everything. You will be seeing that, guys. Have fun, enjoy that.
Yes, thank you so much. So the rules are, the questions are on our Twitch channel, so please head to the Twitch channel, Twitch TV/English Spot, where we are live, and we are going to, especially it's important that Adit, our leader, is reading the questions, and so you need to be a part of the Twitch channel and to watch this lesson live. But at the same time, we are discussing it here on Discord, so mute your Twitch and you just watch it as a screen.
Actually, my touch doesn't work. Like, there's some technical problem. So, can I step down in this case? I'll just talk like a normal person because there's some problem with my Twitch.
Okay, so who would like to take over the role of the leader? Anybody would like to volunteer from this group?
Hi, I would love to take over the role.
So Shan, you will be the leader, okay? And what we're going to do is Adit, you will be the summarizer. So please pay attention to what is being spoken. And at the end of the discussion, you are going to give us 2 interesting points that stood out for you while we were discussing this topic. Is that clear?
Okay, so.
All right, excellent. Excellent. Everyone, if you're just joining us, we are live on Twitch, twitch.tv/English Spot. That's English SPOT. And you need to see the screen there because that's where I'm interacting. And we are live here on Discord. We're also live on YouTube and in my Facebook groups. All the links are in the video description, so check them out. And I hope you can join us next time. This is the 3rd round of discussions on the topic of LGBT. And here we go.
Let's go.
All right, let's go. So Shan, are you familiar with the questions that we have discussed? You can choose any question you like. In addition, we have some questions from a student here about STDs, sexually transmitted diseases. So we might want to choose that question as well, if you want, okay? Is this
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again?
Are you familiar with the questions that we are discussing today?
Yes, yeah. I'm definitely familiar with it.
Okay, so we are going to be discussing the questions on the screen. Plus, in addition, there is a question from a student Her name is Twinkle, and she says, according to the National Center for Biotechnology Information, members of the LGBT community are at a higher risk of contracting sexually transmitted diseases compared to the general population. Is this a major problem? Is this a major problem for you? What do you think? Support your view. Yes or no? Support your view. These are our discussion group members. And guys, I am excited. I think we should let's get started. Okay, let's get started. Time leader, are you ready, Shan? You're going to choose the first question.
Yes.
And time.
Yep, I'm.
So let's go.
Let's go.
Okay.
Time
so
start. Go.
Okay, I would definitely love to choose question 5, which is, do you think that children raised by gay families are more likely grown up to be homosexuals? I would not like to give my view first, because my view is definitely going to have some rage. So I think Adit should go first.
What? Can I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sure, you can go first.
Yeah, I see no objections. So, do you think that children raised by gay families are more likely to grow up to be homosexuals? I think that it depends on the family. Some family may not show that they're homosexual, and a child is not smart enough, to be honest, to know that they're homosexual. They just think, oh, two daddies, okay, and just go on with it. So I don't think they're gonna think about it until someone tells them about them being like the LGBTQ community, and I actually don't know when people learn about that. Personally, I think people learn about that above the age of 10, so I think that it won't make a major impact on their life because they're over the age of 10. And I know also they're under 18 is the legal age, so that probably means that under 18 or even older may, like, you can reciprocate, if I'm using the word right, feelings, let me think, reciprocate what other people think, and also think that because they copy like children, just because they look up to someone, and all ages do that, but children do that more because they're new in life. I don't know the actual reason. When let me think. Yeah, I forgot. Do you think that children? Okay, summary. I gotta think about this, but what I would say is they don't get impacted as much as you probably think, because they're old enough to actually have real opinions most of the times. And that's my opinion currently.
All right, guys, jump in. Time is short.
Yeah.
All right.
I have a
Thank you. Oh, sure. Adit, you can go first.
Yeah. My point is that when a child he's going to puberty, he's actually facing several hormonal changes. So it actually have like some people, like someone has feeling for someone, but it actually else. The main thing I'm trying to say is just to give the child education, like show him the path yourself. You can't redirect the path. There's a chance it may happen, but there's a chance it not. It also depends on the family. Like there's some religious families which like think it's bad to be gay or lesbians, and they do not support it. And like the child is repressed if he's actually born. And like some are like they're fine with it, and the child actually grows happy and successful. Sorry.
Hey, I'm sorry to interrupt here, but it seems that I don't know if that's the basis on your argument or the discussion, but it seems that you added in that that if they don't like the LGBTQ process, I don't know what to call it, but this discussion seems to be about a family that is LGBTQ and raises a child.
Yes. Because children under 9 are like still have developing brains. The parents are the one who make the parts, like who teaches them and like guides them how to grow up. That's why. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt, but like, can we first define what is children? Because before someone mentioned that they're either like hitting puberty or their early age. So can we at least specify what children
Okay.
is, like their specific age, so we can at least settle first?
Okay, Nishinoya, thank you for your like your doubt. The children that you specify is children who hit puberty age already, or they are going through puberty. So that's what we are specifying on, because we can't definitely specify young children. Yeah. And for my case, I can say that children are actually more prone to be homosexual because like I have multiple friends who are married to their same gender people, and like I've seen their children who grown up to either be trans or either to be gay or either to be part of the LGBT, which I'm actually very proud of. But one thing I can say definitely that you can't always expect the good out of it. You get where I'm coming from? You can't always expect that, if homosexual parents are gonna grow a children up, they are definitely gonna be homosexual. No. I also have friends who had kids and they grown up to be perfectly fine. They are just straight. But just that they know the fact that they have either two dads or two mom. You get where I'm coming from?
Yes.
Yeah, so I just want to point out the fact that not everything about LGBT is always about becoming gay or becoming part of LGBT. Yeah.
Okay.
I will. Yeah, that's all.
I think most of us understood that. I personally understood that, and yeah, I don't have many friends, but I can confirm it. I can. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know the word. Confirm it. I don't think that's a word, but I hope you understand what I mean. Like it seems that, at least in my school, it's it's always only the females that test around with their sexual identity, or you know what I mean, like if they want to be a part of the LGBTQ, if they feel any attraction to the same gender or anything like that, or if they feel attraction to all the genders, or now I'm saying that there are more than two genders, which is a whole nother question. But most of the people I know that are a part of the LGBTQ community are bisexual and are female, and I think it's because people are raised. But now
Okay, I get where you're coming from, but I do not like the fact that only we four are talking. I would love to hear from KD's point of view, Day's point of view, and Nature Moon's point of view. I think it's better if we hear from them too, so that we know we can at least discuss or something.
Good point. Good point. Jump in, guys.
I don't agree with the fact that gay families will never be able to bring up children as well as straight families, because your sexuality does not define how good of a parent you are. Like, if you are gay and a bad parent, it's because you are a bad parent, not because of your sexuality.
I think the question is if they will more likely to grow up to be homosexual.
Yeah.
Maybe those two questions are a little bit related. Yeah, a little bit related. But
yeah. I mean, I understand where KD is coming from, but I think using parent skills on this a little bit too much, because we are talking about children, so we're not talking about parent skills, because like you can never stop a person. You can advise the person, but you can never make a decision for that person. You can always advise and say like, oh, being like this is wrong, but you can never go over their head and make the decision, say that you can't be gay. What the hell? No, you can't always say that. I mean, like, I get your point of view. Like, the reason why you're bringing parent skills in is because you feel like parents always need to do everything for their child, and that's where I step in and say no. Children also have a part to play in their parents' life. They also have to make decisions for themselves. How long more are they going to be clinching on their parents' back and think that, oh, parents are going to be doing everything for me? Yeah. And thank you so much, KD. I would like to hear from Day's point of view and Nature Moon. So take the stage away.
Well, guys, come on. Now is your chance.
Yeah, according to the question 5, right? Am I right?
Yes, number 5. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Basically, like what I'm gonna say, like it depends on the perspective that you are just looking at it from. You know, I mean, for example, I have a friend who was raised by a kinda gay family. Let me call it like that, if possible. I mean, in this case, like he made a decision. Okay, right now he's like living like a normal person. I mean, he's not a gay or something like a kind of different sexuality or something. I mean, it depends on the family. Like, as long as you have a kind of family who is gonna be like open-minded, of course. I mean, it depends on the education as well. To be honest, like if you ask my opinion, I mean, basically they are just like if you're just talking about some family who are just exactly forcing their children or the child to be a kind of gay or something, of course, I exactly disagree with that. I mean, they must be open-minded. In this case, everything is gonna be possible as long as they or some gay people have got a like open-minded family. This is my concern, to be honest. That's all.
Okay.
What think about?
I hear from your point of view, but I think it's time where we should move on to the next question because the 1 whole minute is up. So, is it cool to move on to the next question?
Yes. I
Okay.
think so.
I would definitely choose number 1. LGBT born this way. Why or why not? Take the stage away.
LGBT born this way. I do not think so. As I tried to say before, most people in my school seem to be experimenting, and I think that's the part people become LGBTQ, like in the LGBTQ community, because they actually test out their sexual orientation with other people and see what they do like in those. You got anything to add in?
Yeah, I agree with you because I think that if we say born this way, naturally being born gay, I don't think that such things exist because I don't think you have specific genes just for being gay. I think being gay is more to a social environment because I believe that people who become gay are most likely affected by their social environments. And so if you say that are LGBT born this way, I don't think they are born like that.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Just to say, I feel like I was born as a woman. To be honest, I feel like I'm more part of a woman. Yes, I'm a cisgender man since birth. You can say that, but then I feel like ever since I born, I've been a woman. So you saying that can actually start a fire with multiple people. Yes, you're pointing out the fact and you're bringing in biology into this, but don't you think that some people, they have what they think and what they want? Yes, you said that it's quite not true to think like that, or it's quite not true to say that you're LGBT since you're born. How sure can you be? Do you have research papers to debate on that? Do you have any research papers to debate on that? Because definitely I can say I have friends, and when I mean by friends, not young friends, I have friends who are like 20, 30. They have always told me that you can always choose what you want since your birth, just that as long as you choose, you don't regret it. You get where I'm coming from? Like, I understand from your point of view, I understand from everyone's point of view, but saying that just makes me have my blood boiled. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't say that, but I'm sorry to hear that. But I would like to say that this is a debate, and you gotta risk being offend someone to.
Yeah. I understand. There's a reason why this is called a debate. You get what I mean?
Yes. I was just trying to also say that.
Okay, the leader. Look at the time.
Okay, so now I think it's best. I think for the next question, let's just leave it to they and one more person to answer because we all have been debating much and we have never heard any single thing. So let's move on to question number 3. Some people claim that the recent wave of bisexual and transgender cases is just a passing trend. Do you agree or disagree?
Okay, this is the last time I'm extending it. So you have 2 more minutes to talk about it, and we're going to talk about the passing trend. Let's go, guys. Question number 3.
Okay, bring it away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Can
I have one
somebody
point to
answer?
add. Like, I'm not gonna say, but like I've seen some people who like pretend to be gay and like lesbian from passion. So I actually hate it. Like, I know I should not involve emotion in this debate, but this is not a cool way. Like, there's two things. One, we are trying to actually explore your sexuality, so that's totally natural and fine. But in the second way, this comes like you're just pretending just to gain popularity. That's not good, and like people actually do that. I've seen people do that, and I personally hate them. They shouldn't do it. Be who you are and be natural. No one's gonna hate you for the thing you are.
For this question, I'm kind of neutral because, like Kenobi said, or Ardit said, like some people do pretend to be bisexual and like LGBTQ for like fame, and some people actually are bisexual and transgender and they actually do identify as it. So I'm kind of neutral with this.
Sorry to burst your bubble. I would agree, yes. Why? Because being LGBTQ, let me tell you, it's just a huge burden on your back because you have to think about yourself and you have to think about the people that's around you. Yes, you have some people who will be like, don't think about people around you, think about yourself. No, you have to think about the people around you. How are you going to carry the stress? And nowadays, whenever I scroll through TikTok and I see they're like, oh, I'm trans, I'm bi, I'm trans. Oh my, now that I'm not homophobic because my friend is gay and blah blah blah, it just makes me annoyed because why do this as a trend? Like we people did not disturb the straight sexuality or whatever you all call that, the heterosexual, but you guys disturbing the homosexual people, the LGBT people. It's just not fair. You get where I'm coming from?
Yes, and I do feel like it can feel humiliating because it's a part of your life, and it has been like it could be hard to come out to some people. But I do also feel like that sometimes you may lie to people about being something, but you also lie to yourself, and could be an example bisexual, but you say, oh, I'm straight but I just want to be bisexual for popularity. And I see that's like around 10 seconds, so yeah, I don't have anything more to say currently. And
yeah, I don't have anything more to say, but just to say that LGBT is LGBT. Just leave it alone. That's all.
I'm sorry, but we have just run out of time, guys. We have just run out of time. I tried to extend it, I think, several times throughout the discussion, but we need to move on. We need to move on. This is amazing, guys. I'm just so as a teacher, I am very glad that we had a very fruitful discussion and that you were able to, well, most of you, I know we haven't heard from a few participants as much as we would like to, but, that's how it goes. I hope that, maybe, I think the leaders tried to involve everybody, right? Okay, guys, so first of all, I think let's ask the summarizer, maybe add it. You are the summarizer, so can you maybe pick up 2 points that are really standing out for you from this discussion and share it with the audience, please?
Yeah, the first point.
Thank you.
Yeah, the first point maybe sounds so obvious, but it was not obvious for me. Like everyone always thought that parents are the main role for a student, but actually a child's life is also made by him. And also the second point is and it's actually I've learned I've just talked to people who are actually LGBTQ, and I realized it's actually some people have a burden for them and some people just like to fake it. So if anyone was trying to like fake it just to be popularity, please don't do it. It's a burden for others. So these are 2 points I was shaked by most. Like I'm still thinking about it.
Okay, well, very, very interesting. Thank you for summarizing the discussion for us. A big round of applause to all participants. Thank you. Good job. Wow. Hey guys, this was really, really fruitful. Let's ask the participants about how they think they did. So again, the question is, name something positive about your performance in this discussion group. And then maybe one thing that you would improve if you were to do this again. All right, anyone? Shan, Kaede, Nishinoya, Simon, Day, or Aldous? Anybody?
I feel like one good thing I did was to advocate what I wanted to say without
Yeah.
thinking twice about the hate that I was gonna get or like debates that I'm gonna get. One thing I can improve on is to research a bit more, and next time, in order for me to debate and to win out of this situation instead of going back home with zero. You get what I mean? Yeah. That's all.
Yeah. So I really I enjoy your assertiveness, and that was very important in the debate, and it's important in academic debates as well to just state your point, regardless of what others might think about that idea. So thank you so much for that. Okay, anybody else?
I think
And actually, sir, I'd like to thank you.
Sorry,
Yes,
Kaeda
sir.
was speaking, so
So
please
actually,
let
like to
her.
thank you for
Excuse
me-
me. Josh, can you wait a second, or can I be just a second? Kaeda was speaking, so let her finish. Okay.
Okay.
I think what I did good was voice my opinion
Mm-hmm.
because even though people didn't really agree with me, I still stuck to what I said. And what I think I could improve on is talking more and doing more research and educating myself more.
I see. So, Kaeda, you realize that in a discussion, it's important to have a supporting point, right? So, speaking your opinion, you did that really well, but you need to also know some facts so that you can support your view, right? That's great. That's a good lesson. Thank you for sharing that. Josh Kenobi, can you now give me your view on how your performance?
Yeah. Actually, first things first, I was a bit English my second language. I'm not that good at it, so I'm still trying to practice. It's actually good to communicate with others, and also when you communicate with your heart and like you talk about serious matters, it makes you a part of something special. Even that can't even people are depressed, but still, it's a good thing. I'd also like to thank you, so like for making for making everyone talk to other people. So it's like a good thing.
Well, no, thank you. You made my day as a teacher. I'm really happy to hear it. However, if you were to improve something, what would you work on next time? Josh?
Times more and framing my sentence a bit more faster. That would make my points a bit clearer and better.
Actually, you know,
And
I
also
would
more
suggest, Josh, I would recommend to you that actually you don't need to speak faster. I would say try, instead of rushing through your ideas, maybe I suggest that you state one point, and instead of moving on to another point, dwell on it longer and try to support it with an example or some sort of an opinion before moving on to another point. Okay? That would be my suggestion to you. Very good. Anybody else from this group wants to speak about their experience?
I would say that I may have done like pretty fine on setting an example, but I do not know. But what I do know is that I could improve on talking a bit slower to actually know what I'm talking about, because I talk too fast. So then when I get to the end, I pause for a long time and don't know what I'm speaking about.
I see. Okay, yeah, all right, well, that's interesting. Yeah, so it's important to, instead of just speaking, at least think about the content of what you're saying, right?
Yeah, kinda. Just
okay, very good.
Know what I'm talking about.
That is a very good point. Very good point. Sometimes it's better to say less, but to say of something of substance, right? Something of substance. Well, that's great. Now, let me give you my feedback from you guys for your round 3 of participants of this discussion.
Wait, can I say?
Yes. Nishinoya, go ahead. You wanna jump in?
I think this is a really cool debate. Not gonna lie, because the previous stage, I don't think there's any sort of rebuttal. So I'm grateful there was rebuttals and advocates. However, I think I did normal. I didn't do anything so great, but I hope I need to improve my time, because before I don't have the time to even rebut Peachy's argument again. But I think this is a great debate, even though I don't know, did the questions get answered? I'm not sure, but anyways, it's still great. I'm grateful for everyone here, even Mr. English Palette here. I'm really grateful. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you so much. That's great. All right, so my feedback for this discussion group, that was really well done. I enjoy the fact that even though you had a difference of opinion, there was no, nobody exploded, there was no offensive language spoken, and, so the debate was well contained. I also think that this is, that's you can see the benefits of having the devil's advocate. So, because if everyone agrees with the question, there's nothing to talk about, right? So sometimes it's good to have opposing views, because then the debate gets really interesting, or the discussion gets more interesting. So the devil's advocate should definitely use their card when an opportunity arises. As far as language is concerned, I think you did really well. I would just again encourage participants to use the tools that I have provided on the worksheet. Things like acknowledging someone's opinion, that's an interesting point, that's a great idea, and so on. Or, using a variety of expressions. Again, this worksheet can be downloaded on my website if you're interested. And you could print it out and keep it handy when you engage in discussions. That's great. Well, guys, I think we are slowly coming to the end of this lesson. Any final comments? I'm just looking at the stage. We are nearing 90 users right now on our Discord stage, which is amazing. I would encourage you all guys to join the server, which is called the English Hub. The link is in my video description. And make sure you stay in touch with, let me show you my Twitch page. I'm gonna go back.
Sorry, can I
Yes.
input a comment?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay, so one thing I want to say is giving opinion is fine, but forcing your opinion on someone and going against the whole community is always a no-no.
Sure.
Because that really shows how immature and undiplomatic you are.
Yeah.
So I really hope that you take this debate as a lesson and learn how to keep your opinions as a safeguard, so that everyone could understand in one way or another and come to a good end instead of fighting like immature kids.
Yes, that's a very good point. I don't think this was happening today. I think everyone was very civil, and there was none of that happening today, where nobody was forcing their opinion. But yes, it's a good reminder for all of us, right? Thank you so much. And of course, we're going to have more debates like this. I'm scheduling more classes. They are usually on Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 1700 UTC, which is GMT time, London Greenwich Standard Time. So please make sure I'm just showing you my Twitch page right now. There are ways that you can support the channel if you like. You can become a fan of the channel, or a big fan, or a giant fan. If you are a teacher and you want me to conduct a workshop in your class, you can book a consultation here. If you are a learner, you want a private lesson, you can book your lesson here as well. And please check out my website for useful worksheets and these debate questions, right? I usually post debate questions before the debate, so you have a chance to read them, prepare for it, and then come with ideas to share. Also, check out my, where is my schedule? There's a schedule here somewhere, which I cannot see right now. There's a schedule tab when I'm not streaming, and you can see when the classes are coming up. Again, if you want to buy me a coffee, you can support me through PayPal. It helps the channel grow. I am collecting money right now to buy some equipment to make the stream even better. So I need to buy some streaming software and a switcher, a video switcher. So if you can help with that, that would be awesome. Once again, thank you so much. Join us on Friday at 1700 hours London time, because we will be talking about fashion and how people spend money on fashion, whether it's a good thing, bad thing. The topic is not so difficult, and it's on purpose so that you can focus more on actually developing your discussion skills, right? Because this time you don't have to think so deeply about abstract topics. The topics will be more maybe easy to talk about. All right, guys. Well, I think that's all from me. I am so excited that you joined us. Thank you so much to all the participants. A big round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I hope to see you next time. And my DM is always open. You can contact me, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. And that's it from me today. Until next time, see you on English Palette. Bye. Bye, guys. See you next time. Bye. Thank you. You can also, in the chat, feel free to rate this lesson out of 10. Tell me what you think. And I'm always open to your suggestions. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.